You know, there's a certain question that I've been asking in interviews, I'd say for the last 2 years, and it's a great way for me to find out if it's an Agile coach that has just passed certification or if it's somebody that has actually got the experience and not just the certification credentials. And this question is easily answered by a 2-year-old Scrum Master. And I'm not saying that in an offensive way. It's because Scrum Masters tend to have the bread and butter basics down at a team level, but often new Agile coaches I found don't always. So let me give you the question. Now, you might have seen the post on LinkedIn. There are 3 options of 3 different boards for a team. And I'll ask it in a fairly kind of abstract way. And I'll say, simple workflow, to do, doing, development, test, done, okay? And in fact, of course, we collapse the development and the test into doing, all right? My question would be to the candidate, what is the best way to find out we are building the right thing? What is the best way to find out we are building the right thing? Now, keep in mind, the first option is you can see the card is in done. The second option is a card that has just finished testing and a card that's just finished being developed. And I find that the newer Agile coaches will go for the first option and be like, well, when the card is done, or, you know, it's met the success criteria or conditions of satisfaction, something which speaks to the same thing of when that card ends up in the done column. Now the answer or the answers, there's no perfect answer here, but there are certainly more effective ways of finding out if you're building the right thing. So for example, if you are only checking out that you're building the right thing when the card is in done, so let's say using Scrum, and you find your product owner at the end of the sprint, that might mean that the first time the product owner sees your stuff is at a sprint review. And that means the feedback loop is bigger, and that could mean a number of things could be wrong, okay? One example. The second option could be, well, we're a little bit more effective than that, and our process allows us to find out if something is done when it has been tested, which is obviously better than waiting for the review, because when it's been tested, the feedback loop is shorter, and if something's been misunderstood, which commonly is in software development, our ability to respond to the change is greater. And then finally is the kind of like creme de la creme option, which is if we're able to validate or check if we're building the right thing as soon as it's been developed. Because this way, when something has been developed, it hasn't gone through testing by someone with, say, QA skills, and we're just confirming that it does the right thing, right? Very often in teams, you can have something tested and it works, but it doesn't do the right thing, if you catch my drift. So this is about feedback loops. This is really what the question is about and around. And often people close to teams will understand this. So if you're an Agile coach, I would really encourage you to think about the team level things. People like Mary Poppendik's Lean Software Development, which is not really about software development, it's more about the mindset of how you work with teams in a complex situation. I'd encourage you to think about that. And also, if you're an Agile coach that's new to the game and you've just done your certification, consider taking on a Scrum Master role where you'll be at the coalface and in the mix. So yeah, you know, it's just not about catching people out or being mean. It's just something I have noticed, and it's you know, it's a fairly useful way to pick up on whether somebody's just been certified or they've just come into an Agile coaching role from another type of job, but they haven't really got team level experience. And there's reasons for that. And that's often because the Agile coaching role is sold as something which is about middle management and organizational level enterprise thinking, rather than getting the bread and butter basics in. And I think whether you're an Agile coach or a Scrum Master, it's same. I think you really learn your craft at the coalface, because if you can't get one part of the system in a useful state, you know, you may not be able to spot patterns and other systemic issues that, you know, would serve the team. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if it's a bit noisy, I'm sorry. I'm out in nature. Peace.